Hi everyone, this is Raquel Palmisi. Good to be here today and to invite you to join with me as we talk about relationships today, especially about love itself in a relationship. I'm not sure that we often think about love in this way as something that grows, as something that evolves as we evolve. Often in the beginning of a relationship, there's a lot of romance and all kinds of affection and excitement. And then as the relationship goes on, maybe children will arrive and maybe things happen in the relationship. It kind of settles into often a kind of routine lifestyle. The love is there, but what we don't remember is that the love is something, as love always is something, that wants to grow. It wants to evolve. That's what love is all about. Love is an evolving energy, and the more that we allow it to be free, the more we surrender to the dictates of love, the more we're able to have the kind of relationship that is always growing and changing and evolving. And this is something I think we all want very much, but often we don't think about it. Sometimes, in fact, sadly, too often, relationships evolve into people that forget how to communicate with each other on certain levels, especially about things like finances or things that are dicey areas of responsibility. We end up being very defensive and protective of ourselves. We end up distancing ourselves from each other often. And we settle into maybe a kind of sort of mundane routine in life. So I think what is coming very strongly as a way to evolve as human beings, a way for our children to watch us evolving, is to remember that the love that we have for our partner is a love that is not stagnant at all. That is a love that wants to grow and change with us and wants to grow us. That the love itself requires nurturing, much like a child does. It requires attention. It requires a generosity of heart that opens us and allows us, instead of feeling defensive when our partner says something that might hurt a little, instead of getting defensive about it, we're able to open our hearts and say, hey, that hurt a little bit. What's going on with you? Tell me, what's going on with you? How can I help you? What can I do? The generosity of heart in a relationship is probably the most important aspect of a relationship, and the reason that most relationships actually end is because they kind of just disintegrate. And disintegrate is a very perfect word for that. All the integration that we experienced when we first got together kind of falls apart in separate threads. We do our separate things, we go our separate ways. We begin to lose track of each other, or the opposite, one person becomes very needy and dependent on the other person, which makes the other person want to pull away because they don't know what to do with all of that power that's being invested in them. Instead of all that, there is a ceremony of growth and rebirth that a relationship needs to have in every period of time. And Who knows what that period of time is, but I think you know it when you feel your relationship is kind of just stuck. It is time for a rebirth in that relationship, and not to be facing it with fear, with feeling like, well, if I speak up, if I ask for this, he's going to abandon me, she's going to go away. Not to face into it with fear, but to face into it with resolution and faith that this love wants to evolve, that it is offering itself to the people that love each other as a way of blossoming, of learning, of growing, of deepening, of connecting to the higher power of divine love, to connecting, to being very grounded and having the full experience of life in love. And just think about it. Think about being the child of such a partnership, witnessing that willingness for her or his parents to constantly be wanting to evolve and handle what is separating them with grace and diligent work to release any shadow that's growing between them. So that is the message for today. Please bring it to your loved ones, whether it's a marriage partner, whether it's parents or children or any person that you're close to. Remember that love is an evolution. Thank you.